Hello and welcome to this installment of Talkin Trim. I'm Jonathon Skinner and today we're looking at the sun visor units for the Jaguar MK2, the Daimler V8 250 and the Jaguar S-Type models. Also applicable to the variations of those cars, so we've got the Jaguar 240 and 340 models which were variants of the Mark II. We got the Daimler 2.5 V8 which is a variant of the Daimler V8 250, and of course the Jaguar 420 which is a variant of the Jaguar S-Type. Now, I have done a few other videos detailing these specific sun visors, the aftermarket moulded ones. So do check those out as it's always useful information there, including the elements of the fitment of the rods into this specific style here with the moulded plastic ones there. So do check those out. But I've done an updated video for this one here because we have updated our range and our offerings of them. Due to popular demand, we are now offering a version of the sun visors which makes an allowance for this surround finisher on them. So let me just refer to a book. This is one of the Mark II books. Now, just for complete clarity, the very early Mark IIs had a very different sun visor unit. It was rectangular, it recessed up into the roof lining area there, and extremely rare. I don't believe anyone in the aftermarket actually offers a product for this one here, but of course if you do have one of those versions there and you do need it restoring, do let me know, as we're always open to helping people out with those unique and niche parts, but also I'd love to add that to our range. But we're going to be focused on this version here, which is by far and away the much more commonly seen versions there. So they're kind of an oval rectangle shape with curved corners, and they had this finisher going around the circumference of them on the majority of the cars, not all of them, but certainly the vast majority of them. And that's this finisher here. Now these are actually a pair of original units out of a Mark II that a customer over in Europe has sent to us, and we're obviously remaking the sun visors using his original framework on the inside and his finishers here. And I wanted to just do a bit of a video to detail that because I wanted to showcase what we can now offer. So just to backtrack a little bit, obviously going over a bit of what we have covered in previous videos, the majority of the aftermarkets offer these moulded plastic versions here, and they can be either supplied untrimmed and you can do the work at your end, or we offer them fully trimmed up in the wall cloth material there with a mirror on the passenger side. They did obviously differ between right-hand drive and left-hand drive. These are a right-hand drive set here, that's a left-hand drive set there. They obviously have the mirror and the recess for the mirror, which I'm struggling to get out one-handed. There we go. So that's effectively what's commonly been offered by us and many others for many years, and that's what we sell by the dozen. But unfortunately, the moulding on these plastics here doesn't really make an allowance for this finisher to go on the edge of it. You can get it to work, but it's kind of touch and go, and it's a bit flimsy and it's a bit pot-like in all honesty. So for years that we've supplied them, we've always just been very transparent with people and said, unfortunately, you can't get the finishers to fit on those. So that's that basically. But like I say, due to popular demand, we are now offering this version here, which replicates the original ones with the finisher on them. And what you've got is a couple of options, basically. You can either send us your original frameworks and we can just do all of the work for you and replace the millboard, retrim it, and put the finishers on, and they're ready to go back to you, ready to slot back into the car and use straight away. Or if you don't want to send us your originals, we can effectively make you a kit where you just have to do a bit of finishing at your end, basically. And that would be akin to a pair of these, basically, where it's bent and warped millboard. We shape it in a mould. We then trim it, and we trim all of the edges on the inside there. But dependent on the allowance that this... I'll take that off there. Depending on the allowance that this allows for going around the edge, you might keep it as 4 layers of thickness, meaning that you've got 2 layers of wool cloth on the top and on the underside, another 2 on the underside bottom there and the back there, and then obviously 2 layers of millboard as it joins together there. So you might find joining it together and going around there, it'll fit absolutely fine. But we've actually found with this gentleman's that it was a bit too thick, and so all we've done is trim back the edge of the wool cloth on the inside on both edges, and it fits absolutely perfectly now. So what we potentially supply you is a pair of these units ready to go with enough material on them to allow for the ultimate thickness version, but with an easy option for you to peel back and cut if you need on there. And we are making allowance as well for mirrors on the passenger side, so we're going to offer a few different variants of them. It's worth noting that a lot of the cars didn't have necessarily a mirror on the passenger side. It really did depend on the spec of your car, so do keep that in mind. For example, this customer's here did not have a mirror on the passenger side, and so we've made his without an allowance for the mirror there on them. But we are going to be offering ones essentially exactly like that, or ones where you do make an allowance for the mirror to slot in there, which obviously we would supply ready to go in, akin to what we do on the moulded plastic versions here. So that's basically what we're going to be offering now. So you've got a few different options now. You've basically got the untrimmed plastic versions, right hand drive, left hand drive, including a mirror. You've got trimmed up wool cloth versions using the plastic inserts, again right hand drive, left hand drive, with a mirror on the passenger side. Or you've got the fully done versions. If you send us your original units and framework, then we can supply them a pair of these like this, fully trimmed up, ready to go into the car, with or without a mirror on the passenger side, completely up to you. Or we can do the version where you do a bit of the work at your end, which would effectively be a pair of these trimmed to this level here and moulded to this level here, but with you basically having to do a bit of work at your end by inserting the frame and then clamping the the edge finisher on there, again with or without a passenger mirror, completely up to you. So you've got lots of different versions now that we're offering. We like to expand our range. You'd think after almost 50 years of doing the same cars we would be stagnant with that sort of thing, but we are not. We're always evolving with these sorts of things. So many thanks to this customer for really working with us and kind of really wanting us to sort out his sun visors to the original specification, because it made us kind of think about the whole process and the product. Anyway, just to give you a sneak peek on the inside there, so that's the original framework on the inside there. It obviously has the rod at the top of it, the opening at the top of it that allows for the rods to go inside on it there. I will be taking lots of photos of these as well, but basically that's almost clamped and forced in there, and just a bit of glue along the top edge there. But yeah, so that's basically the offerings that we're doing. I hope you found that useful. Please do check out my other videos. Like I say, I have done quite a few on these particular sun visor units, or rather the plastic version sun visor units there, especially if you have got some of these, because there is a useful video about the idiosyncrasies of getting the rod to fit inside there, dependent on oxidation processes and whatnot. So do check those out, and any other videos that you might find useful for whatever Jaguar saloon or sedan that you are restoring, because we offer kits for all of them these days. But yeah, I hope you found that useful. Please remember to like, share and subscribe with other classic car enthusiasts, and of course subscribe to make sure that you see the next videos popping up, which there will be lots more of. So thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions whatsoever, please do not hesitate to ask. Just get in contact with me via our website. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.